Might give it a debrief. Just give me a second. How do you feel you're done?
I don't know.
Sorry?
I don't know. How do you
No.
feel at it?
Is there anything you think you could have done better, or how about the first phase?
I think I could have done the first phase better because I recognised in that road that we were going uphill, but I didn't recognise in the road we were on that we were going slightly downhill.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Did you correct it?
I did, yeah. But I'd like to be ahead of that.
And on the second phase?
Second phase, I could have spotted that what you were doing a bit earlier. It took me a while to figure
In respect to what?
that steering fault you had.
It wasn't steering.
I mean, yeah, they're changing the gears at
Yeah.
the image. And to be honest with you, I don't know what I could have done better. You tell me.
Right, I'll tell you. It was a 5-4. A 5 to reverse, which is very good. Yeah, there wasn't there's any problems with the right hand reverse. With the second phase, the emerging. Yeah, you're quite right. It took you a long time to spot there.
Yeah.
You need to watch me. You would have saw that I was changing gear. Just a couple of other things that knocked you down. You from a 5 to a 4. Yeah, your Q&A was. You were doing a bit of Q&A, but it was all about what mirrors we're going to check. You never once asked me anything about pedestrians. Should have done, really, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's really important, isn't it? When I got that position wrong for turning left, I kind of gave you a lifeline there, made the link for you, really. You could have made the link yourself, really, because we have done that before, haven't we? Yeah, the position for turning right, I was too far over the left to centre line. That was very quick. You jumped on that straight away. You actually got me back, so you're very proactive there. But you were very, very slow with spotting the gear one. I think it was on the third corner. I think it was then you probably spotted me looking down at the gear lever. You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the second phase. The coasting was spotted straight away. A bit unsatisfactory on the gears. Unsatisfactory on the position left, and unsatisfactory on the pedestrians. Even though we didn't meet any pedestrians, should have asked me questions about them. Yeah. The other thing I would have just liked you to bring up, just to push you up to that 5, would have been to maybe ask about open and closed junctions.
I thought I did when I was saying to you what sort of speed you'd go at, and you said if you'd probably approach it with the view you saw.
Yeah, you probably touched on it once. There was some of them junctions where I was actually coming up to where I probably could have kept it going, couldn't I?
And I thought of sort of with the peep and creepy sort of scenario, I thought I sort of interlinked it all with the slightly closed view.
Yeah, just a little bit more questions on it.
Okay.
What would I do with it at an open junction? I didn't actually give you the wrong answer on the on moving off downhill, did I? That was quite a big hill, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, I didn't. To be honest with you, I actually didn't know the answer to that.
Yeah, it would have been okay to move off a second there because I had a momentum with the hill, didn't I?
Oh, okay.
We talk about gravity. Gravity works in a lot of ways, doesn't it? Because I had the gravity there, that would have given me the momentum to
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't really an error pulling away in second gear there, yeah.
Okay.
But very well done. Very well done. You just missed the two at the second five by just a tiny bit. But yeah, apart from that, didn't really see any great big problems at all. If you'd have spotted the gear a bit earlier, well, you should have spotted the gear on the first one, really. Yeah, it's very important not to be watching where I'm going. Be watching me as I'm actually making the emerge. You certainly should have been watching me after it happened the first time.
To be honest with you, I hadn't really come across that, and I was thinking, okay, he's checked his appropriate mirrors, he signalled at the right time, his foot went down on the clutch at the right time, so I thought, okay, he's looking where he's going. I thought, when you did it first, I thought, okay, was that an error? By the time, obviously, I sat there trying to figure out what
you were looking at a steering fault, weren't you?
Yeah.
So therefore, if you'd been watching my steering, you would have saw that I was changing gear.
Yeah. I just hadn't quite cottoned on to why it was the fault, yeah.
But, you know, it was a very good pass. If you'd have spotted the gears on the second one, I probably would have marked it as a 5-5. But it's an awful shame that you never asked anything about pedestrians.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair to you, I could have verbally tested you on that. And most examiners would verbally test you on it because the pedestrian never appeared.
If they verbally tested me on it and I obviously told you and sort of asked you back, would they have still marked that down because I hadn't brought it up myself?
No, that was fine.
Okay.
To be fair, I should have really verbally tested you on it because it didn't happen. And during your part 3, you are verbally tested anyway.
Yeah.
It is part of testing is them verbally testing you of things that just haven't happened because it's not possible for everything to happen. But I was actually hoping we would actually get a pedestrian and then you would have actually come in with it. But just come in with it.
Anyway, yeah.
Anything to do with turnings.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you look at the merge at the end of the road there, you know, you've got a gap. It's a gap in the curbs, isn't it?
Yeah.
And pedestrians are gonna walk between that gap, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the question I would have liked to ask is that if I'm approaching and the pedestrian's got a foot on the road, would I carry on or would I stop? Or if the pedestrian is actually standing with 2 feet on the pavement, would I carry on?
To be honest with you, I could have, when I said to you about that car in that new road, if it was sort of coming towards you, would you stay where you are? Could I use that as if there was a pedestrian crossing? Yeah, I could have approached that different. Yeah.
That was a very good question. It was a very good question. Yeah, as I say, it was. I probably marked it at about 4.9. Yeah, I'd have marked it as 4.9. It was just a little bit later spotting spotting the fact that the reason why I was swan necking on the steering was the fact that you had one hand on the wheel there.
Well, was I right in sort of pulling you over every time I did, sort of thing? Because I didn't want to, when you were not positioned at the correct position doing a left, I didn't want to stop you there and tell you, just in case a car did come behind us and was going left. So I'd rather you just sort of go out of that emerge and then pull up on the side so I could talk to you about that.
There's no harm holding me there on the live emerge if there's nobody behind you.
Yeah, even if you'd positioned incorrectly.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of benefit there because there was no chance of me correcting position at that late stage. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, so just if you just try linking it in to what you know that I've done before, well, you know, how do you judge it when you're turning from a major road into a minor road left?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, follow the curb round.
Yeah.
You can make them links there, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is exactly very similar, isn't it?
So, do you think it was all right when I said to you, I can't remember what it was about now, when I said to you, do you want me to tell you, or do you think you can manage to find that reference point? I think it was something, I can't remember what it was for now.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, because I didn't really want to hand it back to you, but I wanted to make sure you were comfortable in trying to pick it on your own. But I didn't want to keep telling you either.
Yeah, the one where I stopped over the give island?
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Okay. So I don't want to keep telling you, but I wanted to know if you felt comfortable enough to do it yourself, because you were 2 weeks close to your test as well. So I didn't want to.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was quite happy with you, but you let me pick it on the next one,
Okay.
and you did ask me why and the consequences, and then you handed it back to me, and that's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
Yep.
We don't want to drag it on right to the end of the test. And then the end of the test, it was quite nice when you just sat back and you were just talking to me, yeah?
Yeah.
If the battery hadn't run out, I was just going to stick a signal fault in there. But there wasn't much point because the battery had run out, so...
Hopefully theirs will as well.
Sorry?
Hopefully their brain battery will run out as well.
No, very good. Well done. Well done. Good pass. But just a couple of pointers there that you can actually...
Yeah.
Yeah? But I mean, all the faults that I made were dealt with. There was just one there that took a bit longer than it should have done.
Yeah.
And that's just a matter of watching me. And especially if you haven't spotted on the first one and you can see, well, it's the steering fault, well, just watch what's happening with the steering on the next one. You'll immediately spot that. Hang on a second. He's changing gear. He's only got one hand on the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one I've seen used by an examiner once on a test about 2 weeks ago, and then I saw him out testing again during the week, and I could see because I was over there with another PDI doing a meeting, and they were actually on the same route as us, and I could see what he was doing. As he was coming out of turnings, the car was swan necking to the right. So I knew he was changing gear again.
Yep.
So just watch it, you'll spot it. Right, you can have a relax. Well done. Very impressed.